I was actually a trader for the better part of 10 years. From when I was 18 all the way through 29, I worked for a trading firm in Chicago. That was about 10 people when I joined, and grew to be a lot bigger than that by the time I left. But yeah, that was actually right out of high school for me. Full disclosure, it was founded by my step cousin, who used to be a clerk for my dad when he was a trader on the options exchange in Chicago. And my dad was a trader at that firm when I joined in June of 2001 to be their office intern, making spreadsheets and getting coffee and that sort of thing. But by the end of the summer, I had learned how to use a very early version of algorithmic trading system that firm was developing, which by this point is, I guess if you're not in finance, you don't hear about these things, but high frequency trading has become something that they do talk about a lot. It's electronic trading, algorithmic market making. There's a lot of words for it, but that's what my firm did, and that's what I started learning how to do that summer as an intern. And by the end of the summer, the firm was doing well and ready to hire a new trader, and I was somewhat uniquely qualified because I already knew some of the ins and outs of the proprietary software they were developing. So I ended up deferring my college admission and trading full-time for a year, and that went pretty well, but I did have some pressure from my parents to actually go and get that college degree. But I ended up applying to Northwestern, which is in Evanston near Chicago, in that year off, and I got in there, so I was able to kind of stack all my classes a few days a week and still work most of the time while I was in school, and then trade full-time during the summers. Now that full disclosure, I really didn't go to class very often. I mentioned I left my former employer, the trading firm, earlier this year, and maybe you're wondering why, because it was a great job for a long time, and it was a great company and continues to be a great company. But what happened for me is a couple of years ago, I stopped trading full-time and I went on this kind of, company never used the word management, but the leadership management track, and I had different management type jobs, and eventually there were actually quite a few people that I was responsible for, and I started to kind of read a lot about kind of modern management theory, and this is actually what I had studied at Northwestern. My major was called Learning and Organizational Change. I began to, as I kind of reconnected with some of those books, really get excited and kind of passionate about ideas related to how the dynamics of organizations are changing in the modern economy because of the way technology really changes everything. And so I developed, I guess, some somewhat radical ideas about how management should work now and in the future. And I thought, that maybe the trading firm was going to be a great place to test out those ideas. But ultimately, myself and the founders and senior managers there, we decided we weren't on the same page and parted very amicably.